You are about to hear How to Save Time and Get Far Better Results in Conferences by Dale Carnegie. Narrated by Jason Mccoy. Copyright 2018 BN Publishing. Online at bnpublishing.com. You will use these methods often in the privacy of your own home to help you solve personal problems. And you will also use these techniques to solve group problems. We call this a conference. The methods outlined in this booklet produce just as satisfactory results in family conferences as in business conferences. I am going to show you how one business executive eliminated 75% of all the time he formerly spent trying to solve business problems. His name is Leon Shimkin. He is a partner and general manager of one of the foremost publishing houses in New York, Simon & Schuster Incorporated, Rockefeller Center, New York 20, New York. Here is Leon Shimkin's experience in his own words. For 15 years, I spent almost half of every business day holding conferences, discussing problems. Should we do this or that? Do nothing at all. We would get tense, twist in our chairs, walk the floor, argue, and go around in circles. When night came, I would be utterly exhausted. I fully expected to go on doing this sort of thing for the rest of my life. I had been doing it for 15 years, and it never occurred to me that there was a better way of doing it. If anyone had told me that I could eliminate 3/4 of all the time I spent in those worried conferences, and 3/4 of my nervous strain, I would have thought he was a wild-eyed, slap-happy, armchair optimist. Yet I devised a plan that did just that. I have been using this plan for 8 years. It has performed wonders for my efficiency, my health, and my happiness. It sounds like magic, but like all magic tricks, it is extremely simple. Here is the secret. First, I immediately stopped the procedure I had been using in my conferences for 15 years. A procedure that began with my troubled associates reciting all the details of what had gone wrong, and ended up by asking, "What shall we do?" Second, I made a new rule. A rule that everyone who wishes to present a problem to me must first prepare and submit a memorandum answering these 4 questions. Question 1. What is the problem? In the old days, we used to spend an hour or two in a worried conference without anyone's knowing specifically and concretely what the real problem was. We used to work ourselves into a lather discussing our troubles without ever troubling to write out specifically what our problem was. Question 2. What are the causes of the problem? As I look back over my career, I am appalled at the wasted hours I have spent in worried conferences without ever trying to find out clearly the conditions which lay at the root of the problem. Question 3. What are the possible solutions? In the old days, one man in the conference would suggest one solution. Someone else would argue with him. Tempers would flare. We would often get clear off the subject, and at the end of the conference, no one would have written down all the various things we could do to attack the problem. Question 4. What is the best possible solution? I used to go into a conference with a man who had spent hours worrying about a situation and going around in circles without ever once thinking through all possible solutions, and then writing down, "This is the solution I recommend." My associates rarely come to me now with their problems. Why? Because they have discovered that in order to answer those 4 questions, they have to get all the facts and think their problems through. And after they have done that, they find in 3/4 of the cases, they don't have to consult me at all, because the proper solution has popped out like a piece of bread popping out from an electric toaster. Even in those cases where consultation is necessary, the discussion takes about 1/3 the time formally required, because it proceeds along an orderly, logical path to a reasoned conclusion. Much less time is now consumed in the house of Simon & Schuster in worrying and talking about what is wrong, and a lot more action is obtained toward making those things right. Please memorize these 4 all-important questions. Let's all do
Sample complete. Ready to continue?